I'm joined by Dr Michael Neary from DXC. Welcome, Michael.
Thanks, Greg.
You are a director of the PIF board and heavily involved in the personal injury industry. Now, the focus for today has been the future of work. What's your views about the future of work and in particular the role of technology?
So I think the real role of technology is to help people. And if you look at the past, you were measured on whether you could remember rules. It was about how you knew what process and procedure should be done. In fact, I remember screwing together handbooks that you had to keep on your desk and replace pages.
Same, yeah.
And that was all about being good at your job. I think today, if we look at what technology can do, it can make all that much easier. So our focus is on the injured worker. So I'd say what we've got to do is move from an IQ, which technology can really help with, to an EQ where we do what people are unique at. Engagement, empathy, coaching. How do I build a relationship with you to get you back to work? And the technology serves up all the rest that I need to do my job.
Now, it's interesting you say that because, you know, there is a view, and I share that view, that, you know, there is a cold element to technology. There's almost a robotic element to technology. But you're talking about it as enhancing the provision of care.
That's right.
So you can see both of them working hand in glove.
I think there's a couple of ways you can do it. One is we help the person that's there. So our staff can engage better and they receive all the support. So again, their focus is on the right areas, not on the process areas. The other part is some of the roles, if you look at how much value do we add making a payment, how much value, it's important it's done, the worker will get very upset if it's not done.
Exactly.
But is it really changing the experience? It's a come to work, if you like. And therefore, can technology take away some of that work to let that person enjoy a career more in getting workers back to work? So I think there's multiple elements there that technology can play a role, and why it shouldn't be feared. If it can serve you with a simple question on a Sunday night at 2 a.m, when we don't have our staff available, and it's about, did my doctor's bill get paid? Why not? But if it's about engaging with someone who's going through mental trauma, has been through some of the horrific injuries that we deal with, you want a person.
You want that
person to make sure they know all the entitlements, they know all the right processes, they can get to the right doctor at the right time and bring together that whole community of support that we rely on.
And so being a member of PIF, obviously the focus is very much, and supported by what you're saying, strong focus now on capability around the provision of care and the provision of care appropriate to the people. So what do you see the role of PIF?
So I think PIF, being a national body, and indeed international, can pull together all the parts of the industry, be it the regulators, be it the workers' compensations bodies, be it claim providers like ourselves, and pull that together as a neutral ground to focus on what we all want to achieve, which is a lifting capability and also career pathing for people, so that people view this as a professional career that makes a difference to people's lives.
And it's attractive to new entrants and it helps people grow through it, absolutely. Now, the focus today is the future of work. What are your views about the future of work, its challenges and its opportunities?
I think what was really good was the speaker yesterday. Some of the challenges, if you look at the future of work, if you assume it's remote, is how do you build bonds with your team? How do I know when our staff maybe is really had a tough day and they don't want to call out? And indeed we're using technology for that at DXC to look at our staff when they work remotely. But I also think it's about how we bring people together that could never be together. And particularly as we've looked from COVID, the use of Teams and the use of collaborative technologies, let people join together over vast distances, and instead of all struggling to get into a meeting room, we're now quite comfortable with having 5 people on a call, and that might be some sort of case management that otherwise might have taken weeks to try and pull together or would have been done very sequentially and slowly. So I think it can lead to better outcomes, but I do think there are challenges around people are social beings. So how do we as teams get together? How do we learn? How do we share the informal? And I've learned a lot over these last few days, just in the corridor conversations, which would not have happened if I sat and watched this as if I was watching a TV show.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think too, post-COVID, you know, technology really came to the fore and changing the landscape in which we work. right? But I still think we're trying to get our heads around how we get that personal contact and how we get that collaboration and still have the benefits that technology has given us in the workplace.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think it is how do we balance, and it's not one size fits all.
No.
You know, clearly someone that's got a family, maybe this is a way to keep them in the workforce. Maybe this is a way to keep older people or be more inclusive. You know, public transport is a challenge for some people, be it physical or fears, and this can be a tremendous way to be an inclusive workforce, but it can also have its challenges. So we've got to think about really each individual employee being a little bit different with different needs, but then how do they function in a team that we want to come together?
Well, Michael, thank you for your support.
Thank you, Greg.
Of the conference, and thank you for support of the Personal Injury Education Foundation, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you today.
It's been a wonderful conference, and thank you, Greg.
Always a pleasure, Michael.